Hi, how's everyone? Welcome. Thanks for coming back. And hello if you are new. I cuss, I stutter badly, I sing even worse. And if you can vibe with a hot mess, then you found the right channel. Virgo placements, this is for y'all. Everybody has Virgo somewhere, so this is just another collective read focusing on Virgo energy. We do have Mercury and Venus. Um, Cuddled up together in Aries. Virgo, your sign is pretty clear, but your ruler, Mercury, is with Venus in Aries, and Venus currently is in retrograde. So there may be some, excuse me, Mercury, the sign of the planet of communication and news and bringing messages, thinking, movement, those things. And then Venus, the planet of beauty and love and harmony, balance and aesthetic and love and romance. But she's in retrograde right now. So those very ooey gooey, nice romantic feelings may be a little bit subdued and being overpowered a little by Mercury's influence of just kind of just talking and thinking in Aries, the sign of the ego. Okay, so there could be opportunity. We always like to say that the challenges are opportunities. There's an opportunity to think a little bit more over the heart, head over heart here. Okay, especially in the area of Aries. Aries is the first sign, the baby sign. It is our survival instinct, our ambition. He's ruled by Mars, the sign, the planet of passion and war. And where is Mars right now? I think it might still be in Cancer. And he just came out of retrograde a couple weeks ago, so that that energy may still just be kicking in. He was in retrograde for quite a long time. So now that the energies are flowing again, there may be some trip ups, okay? There may be some a little jumping ahead of something, but it's like almost feels like it's overdue because we had been in a energy of being almost like hamstrung in our power for a long time. So we've got a 5 card spread here. We're using the um, Tarot of the Divine, that's the mythology and folklore deck, and we're using the Rider-Waite that I named Oda-Mae. She is my no chill deck. She tells the truth and she doesn't spare feelings. So I love her for that, but she can be kind of harsh. So the 5 positions here, we've got past influence, current energies, near future, looking forward, and then we go to the bottoms of the deck to get some foundational energy that maybe is in the mix that we can address that could affect how this all plays out. Remember, not all messages will resonate for all of you the same, so leave what doesn't resonate now, but keep it in mind because it might make sense at a later time. You are all at different points in the timeline. I can read the script, but I can't tell you which character you all individually play or where you choose to stand on the stage, whether you're an observer or you are involved. I can only read the energies, so keep that in mind. Here in past influence. Okay, first of all, Virgo, pay attention to your money. Because I feel like this is a little bit of a slip up with your money. Okay, I feel like it was hard to get to this point, and now that you maybe are at a, you're at, you're in an energy of, you're not worried, but you may be a little bit, reckless with your money. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm stuttering over. Like I said, I do stutter. So here in the past influences, we have the 6 of Swords. Now, when I was pre-shuffling these cards, Even for the last reading, Six of Swords in this deck has popped out 3 times. It's been quiet for a long time. It hasn't come out for months, but now it's out in this deck. This is the Six of Swords from the Tarot of the Divine. This is the story of Danae and Perseus. Um, I can't remember why, but Danae's father, when he found out that she was pregnant by a god, apparently, the virgin births, those gods like to, especially Zeus, he liked to throw his seed around. So she got pregnant without a father, one of those virgin births again, and he locked them in a chest and threw them in the ocean, and just let them go wherever they needed to go. So this is an energy of moving on, the Six of Swords, and it came out twice. We've got it here, and we've got it from the Rider-Waite deck, but in the reverse. In the upright here, in the past influence, you do have an energy that you felt a little bit uprooted, but it was because you needed to move forward in something, and you did do this in the past. You did do this willingly. Okay, so this is a willing kind of moving on, but it is a feeling of being uprooted, but like you made an escape and you're moving forward. On top of that, we have the Judgment card. That's major arcana, so this could have been a judgment call out of your control, but it was a final decision. Since this has to do with money, it almost feels like this was a forced moving on, like you lost a job and you had to move on to something else. Okay, only because you do have a lot of pentacles here. Otherwise, in others in the collective, this is just a general, you needed to make a judgment call about changing your location. It could be physical location, absolutely, because it does have connotations of moving from something that was a little bit unstable to a situation that had more promise. Okay, this it may have been it may have had to do with something from the past, because with judgment, it gives a feeling of something being called up that had been put to rest already, that you probably thought was over with or ended, but then it came back around in a cycle where it had to be dealt with again. So this is a final judgment, a final call, a final decision to move on to something that's much more lucrative, or the possibility of something much more lucrative. That's in the past influences. Current energies here, we have the Six of Coins. Very positive card. This story is briefly, is this woman's tribe. Since she was elderly and they were moving for the winter down to some more fertile lands, they migrated. In this tribe, they left the elderly behind if they didn't think they'd make it through the winter anyway. So she was left behind with minimal amounts of food, but she befriended the insects that were there, and she shared her food with them. Um, there is a moment in the story where the insects, sensing that she was near the end of her life, made these loud clicking noises that called the attention of this Arctic fox. And the Arctic fox came forward, and the insects asked him or it to help her shed her flesh because it was dying. And so the fox started to bite at her and pull away the dying flesh, and underneath she was reborn into a younger version of herself. That, of course, is a symbolism of dying and going into the afterlife as the a young, healthy version of your soul that is without the mortal shell. Okay, the key to this card and the beauty of it, the Six of Coins represents charity and sharing. They were so thankful that she shared the last of her food with them that they granted her a place in their family. So she actually married the insect king and became the queen, and she inherited a whole new tribe of creatures that actually really loved her. So in this instance, there is a sense of after you've moved on and you will find a new group, a new family to be a part of, and part of that is through giving and charity. Six of coins is um it's a balanced giving. Okay, there's it's also kindness. This is very Virgo energy, so you're showing up pretty big in your own reading. This is generosity. It says generosity is its own reward, sharing, charity, and kindness. And this is definitely what was coming to my mind when I was contemplating your energy earlier, Virgo. There is an aspect of Virgo that is the sacred service of the Vestal Virgins, where they gave up part of their life in order to serve in the temple of the goddess of Vesta, who is the goddess of hearth and home. They literally were in charge of keeping the home fires burning. So there is an element of sacred service here with Virgo, and that's coming out in this Six of Coins and the current energies where you feel a very fulfilled sense of service in being able to share your wealth with others according to need. That's the key with the Six of Coins. In the Rider-Waite and in other decks, you will see it's somebody who is distributing their coinage with the scales of Libra, the scales of justice. So they're distributing it fairly and according to need. Even though in one pile, one person is receiving 3 coins, and another, they're receiving two, and the person distributing who has more than both is only receiving one. To some from the outside, it may look like your sharing in charity is unbalanced, where somebody is getting more than another person, but it's because you've determined that someone else's need is greater than the other person, but both are receiving according to their needs. All right. However, on top of that, to clarify, you do have the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. This is, I believe, Capricorn energy, and the nine is usually a sign of resourcefulness and self made prosperity. But here in the reverse, you have to be careful with how you're distributing your wealth, because this may have some energy of being wasteful or not watching the lifestyle, or and it's understandable. I mean, after you've come through a moment or a time frame of lack or struggling, once you get that one big, like maybe you got your taxes back, or maybe you're getting a big bonus, or maybe there's a paycheck coming that you didn't expect. There's some kind of money here that feels a little bit more extra than what you have had, and you may be a little frivolous with it. Very Virgo energy. Even though you're down to earth, you're very grounded, and you're usually very responsible. Virgos do love their comfort things, and they're not afraid to splurge on something where they weren't able to before. For some of you Virgos, this could have to do with traveling, because we do have 2 cards of travel. I don't think the Chariot is here, but we have 2 instances of the Six of Swords, which is moving on. Okay. And now in the near future, you here have, see what I said? You've got Temperance here, but in the reverse. In the upright, Temperance is integrating forces and finding combinations to create a good solution. But it's here in the reverse, meaning there may be some impatience here and frustration that something's not working out as quickly or as lucratively, because we've got the Three of Pentacles on top of that, as you may have thought. So that's why I'm saying to be careful with the resources that you do have, because in the near future there may be a hiccup here where you can't find the right balance. Okay, we've got 3 sixes here also. So we've got the Six of Swords. We've got 4 6s here. We've got the Six of Swords, the Six of Coins, the Six of Wands, clarified by the Six of Swords. So there's a lot of sixes here. 6 times 4 is 24, which when you reduce it is back down to 6. Okay. I got that right? I'm terrible at math, but I think I got that right. Yeah. Okay, so like I said, in the near future, we've got temperance in reverse, which means there may be a solution that's not forthcoming. And then on top of that, to clarify, you've got the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Upright, the Three of Pentacles is very good, skilled work and recognition for the quality of your work. But in the reverse, like I said, this is, it could be carelessness, but it's definitely sloppy work. So you're getting a little bit lazy here. It could be burnout too. Okay. Then here, looking forward, we've got the Six of Wands. Wonderful. I mean, it's victory, it's respect, it's esteem and skill, a personal victory and accomplishment, high regard and favor in everyone's eyes. But on top of it, you've got the Six of Swords in the reverse. So this is challenges moving on, and you're looking back. Are you looking back towards when you had a victory, or is this victory taking you, this victory allowing you to go back and fix something? You know what I mean? So let's go back and review here before we get to the bottoms. Past influence. You had to move. You had to move. There was a judgment call, and you had to make a move. Since this has to do with Pentacles, this feels like it may have been something financial. If maybe you lost a job and you had to move on to a new job, but there was something here about it coming around again, and you had to make a final decision in order to move on here. Current energies, you've got the Six of Coins. You're doing really good, but it's the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, to clarify, that's worrying me. Meaning you have enough to share, you have enough to get by, you have enough to give, you're comfortable, but there could be an element of wastefulness here, a little bit lavish, a little bit fickle with your money. Okay, this is also a card of cooperation in making that, but in the reverse, it may feel like there's no cooperation here with anybody else. You're doing it on your own. So maybe that's why you're falling a little bit behind. But I do have an Ace of Coins here in the bottoms of the decks, which means if you are lucky enough to come into a financial advantage, you have to use that wisely. Okay, use your finances wisely, because there's some pitfalls here, and there could be some speed bumps and setbacks. Because you do have here in the near future that temperance in reverse, meaning there's something that's not working and you're getting frustrated with it. There's impatience here. Maybe you might have a little bit of a temper tantrum, but that's not unwarranted because you're not getting recognized for the hard work you're putting in. And well, it's either that or the work that you are putting in is getting a little sloppy. Your commitment is lacking a little bit. Then here in looking forward, there's your victory, your Six of Wands victory. But then when you reach it, it's like you're looking back a little bit with a little bit of regret. Okay, and we want to avoid that. So we're going to go to the bottoms of the decks and see if there's any insight here and how we can avoid looking back with regret once you get to your point of victory. Here we have the Three of Swords in the reverse. In the upright, the Three of Swords is heartbreak and betrayal. It's tears, it's loss, it's an emotional damage. Or actually, with swords, it's an intellectual, a mental damage, a mental betrayal. Somebody broke your heart. It was lies. It was false information. It was things like that, because swords are mental energy. And you're a very intellectual sign. So something here that maybe you found out did a little bit of emotional damage here. But luckily, this is in the reverse now. which means that there is your comeback here. Remember, this actually came out in the previous reading, the collective reading. Um, there's been an element in the energy going through in this part of the timeline where there is forgiveness for yourself for how long it took you to recover from something that was a Three of Swords, the heartbreak and betrayal. But we're finally at a point where it's being released. You're moving on. Okay, there's Six of Swords all over the place. You're moving on. There's time here in between. Okay, and time puts distance. So with distance between you and this situation that was a loss, you're getting a little bit of perspective. Maybe that's the judgment call that was brought up, where you had to review something that was a heartbreak in the past, and now you're healing from it. This is a very good energy. This is recovery. It's coming back to yourself, and it's forgiveness for you know it feels like forgiving yourself for getting, like, I don't know how to explain this. Like, you don't feel usually when you're betrayed or you're heartbroken that you need to forgive yourself because you don't feel like you did anything wrong. And that's the point. You didn't you don't necessarily do anything wrong, but you forgive yourself for the maybe the pain that you caused yourself by holding on to this thing that hurt you. Maybe that's it. Okay, on top, clarifying the Three of Swords in reverse is this Knight of Swords. So this is somebody, an air sign, let's see, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, very fast moving. This is the fastest knight in the deck, but the knights come through and they don't stay. That's not their nature. They come through. If this is an air sign or Mercury energy, some information comes through, dumps its truth, and gets the hell out. And that's what puts you in this energy of being able to heal from this Three of Swords in the reverse. So some kind of information may come in that actually frees you from this. This is a person, they are very efficient and assertive. They're direct and daring. They're accomplished and intellectual, and they do tell the truth. The caveat with that is when the truth comes, it's not always pretty, but it's always going to be fair. Okay? Underneath that, there's that Ace of Coins I was talking about, a brand new opportunity. This comes out of the blue. This is a blessing. Um, it's an unexpected financial opportunity that you are going to be entrusted to use wisely. This card represents Jack's bean from Jack and the Beanstalk. He only had one. He needed it to, they were impoverished and he had one bean, or maybe three. Some say three, some say five, some say one. But the point is that that's all he had. So he put that bitch in the ground and hoped for the best. Okay? And that's what you're being gifted with something that you should use wisely. Underneath that, or clarifying that, you've got the Knight of Wands in the reverse. Knight of Wands has been coming through these readings for the last couple spreads. This is fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Night energy I give to the middle child, so this could be a Leo, or you could have Leo in your chart. You coming through in the upright, this is someone who's courageous and independent, an energy of liveliness and self-determination. But in the reverse, this could be something lacking drive or direction, coming in reckless, coming in overconfident. So this is a warning that if you do get this uptick in something financial, if this is a gift out of nowhere, a bonus or a surprise, or maybe you had $50 more in your account than you had expected. Maybe you made a little bit more in the week than you expected. Don't spend this overconfidently. Set it aside and use it wisely. Virgo, you're very intellectual and down to earth, but sometimes you like to spoil yourselves. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. But the energy coming through right now is an energy of take care a little bit to save and use things wisely, okay? Underneath the Ace of Coins, here, look at this, the Four of Coins in the reverse. Four of Coins is the Miser card. They're protective and guarded over the little that they have. That Four of Coins is not a lot. So you're knocked back down here from the 6 and the 9, you're knocked down to the 3, you came up a little bit to the 4, and now you're being a little more guarded over what you have. But in the reverse, again, this is an energy of gambling. You're gambling with this, and it could be something wasteful. You've got two cards of wastefulness here. Okay, so don't go into debt over something. Underneath the Knight of Wands in the reverse, you've got the Moon in the reverse. This is actually okay energy because it's a revelation and an inner sight of something that may have been hidden before. So this could be an expense that you don't see coming, because with the Moon in the upright, it's clouded still. It's not out in the sunlight. But in the reverse, this is something that's being revealed to you. And then now you have this Four of Pentacles, which is like, I don't want to, Four of Pentacles upright is like, I don't want to spend this money. But in the reverse, it's like, yeah, I'm going to take a gamble on this. They are telling me to read it a different way, but I'm going to go back. And, oh, look at that. We've got the Moon in reverse here in this deck, too. So, I mean, it's just repeating itself. There's something that's hidden that's coming to light. And let's see. In this deck, the Moon in reverse is, yeah, a refusal of or something from self-reflection. Yeah. You don't want to look in the underneath. You don't want to see what's coming. But then you have the Chariot energy. This is Cancer energy, determined movement. Okay. They're saying that this is going to come whether you see it coming or not. Underneath the Chariot, we have the World. Underneath the Moon. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the Hermit. Okay. Hermit energy. This is you again, Virgo. I apologize. This is not the Moon in reverse. Okay, now it makes more sense. Okay, Moon in reverse with the Four of Pentacles in reverse. You're going to be privy to something that's going to waste. I feel mice here. Now, one of my decks, I don't know if it'll pop out, but the theme deck does have a card that's mice. And that it represents something that's frittering away at the resources that you don't catch because it's coming out little by little, okay? So when I feel the mice in play, they always want me to say for you guys to check your finances, check your banking apps. There's something there that's being taken out that you maybe forgot about. In this case, it feels like a fee or a subscription that you haven't thought about in a long time. Maybe there's a subscription to an app or service, and recently they've raised their rates, but they didn't tell you. Now, instead of $10.99 a month, they're taking out $25 a month. Go through your banking apps, go through your statements, and make sure that there's nothing coming out that you don't know about, okay? Hermit in reverse. So the Hermit energy is solitude during an inner transit. Again, with the movement, Six of Swords here. But in the reverse, it's talking about refusal of or exiting from self-reflection. It's like you don't want to think about that aspect of yourself as being a little bit frivolous here. But then next to it, you've got the Chariot, which is determined movement. So something's going to move or you shall be moved, I heard. Then underneath that, you've got the King of Swords. King of Swords, Aquarius energy, judge and jury, but not the executioner. But But if this is a person, an air sign, this could be an Aquarius or a Gemini or a Libra. But this person, this also could be you. You could have these qualities in your chart. You are being called on, if this is for you, to use the energies of patience, wisdom, nobility, and intellect. Be just and courageous. Courageous? Is that what that says? Oh, yeah. No, it says competitive. Yeah, that King of Swords. But King of Swords, like I said, very intellectual energy. Next to it, the World. So this is the ending of a cycle. Oh, look at that underneath the sun. There's a culmination here and a happy ending and a reward. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not going to go any further. I mean, I could keep going, but I'm not going to go any further. Four. Oh, now we did five. Yeah, that's way too many already. So let's go back to the bottoms of the decks here. Heartbreak, but you're healing from it. This is forgiveness and recovery and moving on. All this moving on. You got the King of Swords coming in hot, coming in fast, coming in efficient and intellectual. There may be some information coming in that is going to free you from something that was emotionally damaging, emotional damage, exactly. About an Ace of Coins, this new opportunity, use it wisely. It's a financial opportunity that you don't see coming, but don't be reckless with it because you've got the Knight of Wands in reverse here. Yeah, you might make you a little bit overconfident, which could lead to some frivolous spending. And that's why we have the Four of Coins in reverse here. Somebody's going to take a gamble on something. But there's something that you're not seeing because the moon is in reverse here. Actually, they're saying that you are going to see something clearly because the moon in the upright is the illusion, but in the reverse, the illusion is falling away. So there may be something here where what you thought was going to be lucrative with that Ace of Coins, the illusion's going to fall away and you're going to see that it was a gamble. And like I said, I don't see anything about love here. I don't see anything about wands. It's just swords and pentacles so far. One, two, three. Okay, and then the Hermit in reverse. Hermit is inner reflection. This is you, Virgo, but you're in the reverse here. So this is, oh, excuse me, not wanting to take that inner journey. Why though? We've got the Hermit in reverse, but then the Chariot. Oh, okay. Okay. For some, I heard that the loss, if there's a financial loss here, it's gonna hit you with so much guilt that you are going to go inward and you're going to beat yourself up a little bit about it, okay? But in the reverse, maybe this means that you're coming out of it with this Chariot energy as determined movement. You're not staying in there for very long because you feel like stewing about it is not going to bring any of the money back. It's not going to bring the situation back, and it's not going to fix anything in the present or the future if you beat yourself up about it. That is a huge step for you, Virgo, because you're oftentimes very, very hard on yourselves. You're very self-critical, and you can get stuck down in that hole of self-blame. But here you have the King of Swords energy. This is righteous decision making. With the World here, it's like telling you it's time to come out of this self-loathing and make good, just and swift decisions. I love that. Okay. just remember that that can be avoided if now that you have this knowledge that something may come up where you have to be a little bit frivolous, a little bit not frivolous, a little bit smarter about the little bit that you have. Okay. Um, so we're gonna go ahead to the ancestor oracle messages now. I hope this is resonating for you guys. I hope this messages are reaching you for your highest good. Remember, we all have Virgo somewhere, so check the house placement in your birth chart where your Virgo is situated, and that may be the area of life where this plays out for you. If you'd like to take a look at your chart, my details are in the description. I do birth charts, which I was about to get to with my closing spiel here. I hope this is resonating. I hope the messages are reaching you for your highest good. If you are vibing with my content, please take a moment to leave a thumbs up. Subscribe, share my videos, helps the algorithm get my content seen. In the description, you'll find my email and donation links. I am available for personal readings and birth chart inquiries. And for any small donation, I would love to do a 3-card thank you spread for you personally as a thank you. Email, Venmo, and Cash App are in my description. I appreciate any and all signal boost, or feedback, or donations. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. All right, so we've got 2 ancestor oracle messages here. One we have is Spring the Bunny card. It says, see your seeds grow. This is great because we did have that new seed with the Ace of Coins. And then we have the Sage. It says, be devoted and committed. So buckle down, Virgo, buckle down. There is an opportunity to make something small grow very, very well if you come to it responsibly and logically. Okay, so we'll do spring first. Bunnies, bunnies, bunnies. It says, see your seeds grow. Okay, is that good? I think I can turn the color down a little bit. I hope that all didn't sound too preachy for you, Virgo, but the cards were pretty solid on that money problem. Is that good? Okay. It says, embrace the change that is on the horizon. Okay, we do have some cards here with the 6 of Swords that is pointing your boat towards a new horizon, kind of hoping for the best. So this is saying, embrace the change that is on the horizon. Allow your dreams to become reality. I love that. It says you're ready to bring to life all of your ideas, inspirations, and projects. When this card appears, you're moving into a space that allows you to really grow, expand, and create in a way that you've never done before. There are opportunities for abundance, including financial growth, and if you're starting something new, prepare for a major expansion in your life and your soul. When the spring card comes in the future position of a spread or the last card of a reading, like this one, it can also indicate that the coming spring will usher in important energies with regards to your question or intentions. Now, we are entering spring. We're coming up on Easter. So this could be happening very soon. And then we have the Sage, which I feel is just, reiterating, telling you to just come at this a little bit wisely, a lot of bit wisely. The Sage, be devoted and committed. And you are, Virgo. You guys really are. It says, be willing to go the whole road and back again. Wow, that's amazing. So the reason that really sits that throws me, that blows my mind, because it says go the whole road and back again, right? What was our beginning card? It was the Six of Swords in the upright, starting that journey. And what was the last card over here? It's the Six of Swords in the reverse, coming back. So it says, be willing to go the whole road and back again. This will allow you to be the best you can possibly be. Interesting. It says devotion is a powerful energy. What was I talking about sacred service earlier? About how Virgos are I don't want to say the servant, but they are very self-sacrificial. So it says devotion is a powerful energy. Right now, angels and ancestors want to acknowledge how committed you are to your growth. That's great because we have the Three of Pentacles in the reverse here, and that really does usually for me especially gives me the feeling that we've put in a lot of work here with that Three of Pentacles. In the upright, it means we put in good work. In the reverse, for me, it doesn't always mean that the work was lacking. What it means is that we were lacking we were lacking what's that word? Recognition for the work we put in. So maybe there's some of you in the collective that were feeling not very appreciated for what you were doing, right? And that kind of threw, it's like, I don't want to work at it anymore now. I don't want to try to figure this out. That Temperance in reverse, not finding a solution because you weren't feeling like appreciated. I digress. I apologize. I'll get back to this. It says you're oh my gosh. Right now, right now, angels and ancestors want to acknowledge how committed you are to your growth, okay? Your your continued your continued dedication to this aspect of your life has been recognized, and your your understanding that you are not only a body but also a soul, and it's all you need to continue growing and expanding. The energy of oneness is offering itself to you now, and it's important you take some time to integrate it so that you can be supported and guided by it. This is what the divine wants for you. So make a note of experiences or teachers making themselves known to you at this time, because you're going to share those teachings one day to someone. That's the sage. So when it's talking about making sure that you've recognized somebody coming forward who can be a teacher for you in this, you did have the Hermit, which is your energy in the reverse. And the Hermit does talk about teachers and mentoring. So usually it's going within to find like guidance for ourselves, but they're telling you that make sure you pay attention to what you're doing now, because in the future there may be somebody coming along that could fall into the same pitfalls that you were experiencing, and this time you have some insight to help them out. It also gives you it also gives you the ability to see it coming if you run into this situation again. My mouth is so dry. So we're gonna go to the final messages here. My theme deck will get some advice for the collective. Virgo placements here, please. Some final advice on this financial. I don't want to call it a setback, but it's just like they're outlining what the journey for the next, I don't even know, the next cycle until I get to your sign again. I don't know. This energy of I wonder if the mice are gonna fall, because that would explain some of it. Let's see who's draining this. Is it you? Who's the gamble? What's the gamble here? Mice! Yeah, I told you. Nibbling away at the resources, dwindling a slow decay, waste. Be alert. Observe your money. Something's running out of time. There was something else about time here too. Something's running out of time. We got the wheel. What goes around comes around. So I apologize for the stuttering. I felt the mice here. There is a nitpicking at the resources. Okay, if it's not a bill or something, it just could be. There's wastefulness here, but I feel like even with your best intentions, it might not be you. So, like I said, make sure you're checking on where the money is going. It could just be a little leak somewhere. Okay? It could be an expense coming up that you don't see coming. It could be anything like that. It could be something small. I don't feel like this is a tragedy. There's no tower here. Okay? This is just a frittering away of resources, whether it's on luxuries that you may, feel like you want to spoil yourself, or it's something just nibbling away that you don't expect. So just be aware. Make sure that you're not your own mouse. Anything. Oh, 888. You are supported. Walk your path confidently. Abundance is ready. Just put in the work. Yeah. They're saying even though in the past the work you put in may not have been recognized, they're also showing me this Capricorn energy of something may have been a little bit too much on your plate. And I know as a Capricorn rising, I know us earth sign energies, when something is taken away from us, we can take that really personally. So if it's like a little bit overwhelming and the boss says, okay, well, if you can't handle it, I'm going to give this to so and so. And it's like, why don't you just cut out my ego with that knife that you put in my back? Right? But I mean, it kind of needed to be cut away. You're taking it a little bit personally. And I feel like with this one, it's like, well, fine, if I'm not going to be able, if you don't want me to do it, then I'm not going to put my effort into anything else. It's like, it's very temporary feeling of, um, fuck you, I won't do what you told me. I don't know. There's just that feeling of something got a little overwhelming. So there was a judgment call to take something off your plate, but you kind of um, got a little bit offended by that and you pulled back your energy. But they're saying sometimes it be like that. Yep. You gotta let it go. Sometimes it just be like that. Recover. Bounce back. There's a key. Once closed doors may now be opened. You have the answers. That's very good. Anything else for the Virgo collective? Virgo placements. That's pretty much everybody. Hermit energy. Here we go. This is also you, Virgo. That's that going inward to gain perspective. We did have the Hermit in reverse, which meant you maybe were kind of not wanting to go on that introspection. But here we have it in the upright. It says, look inward to the divine within and connect with your higher self. All right, let's get a couple more for the Virgo energies, please. Do I want to keep that? What's this? I want to keep this one. It is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not weakness. That is life. We did have the world card here, meaning, things, the world keeps turning. So even if this is a setback you didn't see coming, if it you took a shot to the ego a little disappointed that you didn't see it coming because you are so meticulous in looking forward and making a plan and being responsible. Maybe something came about that you didn't see coming. This also could be, like I said in the beginning, a loss of a job or a change of jobs. And there was a little bit of a stutter in the abundance because you had to change positions here with that Six of Swords upright and reverse. And maybe in the middle of that, there was a frittering away of mice picking at the savings that you did have. So there was a reduction in what you had saved. There was also maybe a purchase or two that was a little bit frivolous because you didn't see that setback coming. That's all very, very normal. Don't let it get don't let it get you down, Virgo. Like the divine says here, sometimes it be like that. And it is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That's not weakness, that is life. And that comes from Captain Picard. So you can believe him because he is very noble. Last one we got here is fortune cookie. That's a great energy to end on. This is a surprise, useful advice, encouragement, and small luck. All right, Virgo? So there's going to be a little bit of a stutter in the finances. If you plan ahead and use what you have wisely, you're going to get through it just fine. Forgive yourself if there is mistakes here because that just happens, okay? Sometimes it be like that. So that's what I have for what's coming up here. So we just did the Virgo placements. Okay. Next we have Love with the Fairies. Then I may do the Leo moon, but I am going to be doing a big write-up for the lunar eclipse on Pi Day 314. Not only do we have a full moon lunar eclipse, but it's the last degree of Leo, then it goes dark, and then when it comes back, it's in the first degree of Virgo. So this feels like a very meaningful portal and for the moon energy. Not only that, excuse me, but it's conjunct with the south node and the north node, and right after that, like 6 hours after the eclipse, Mercury goes retrograde in Pisces. So that's going to be a huge portal for astrology, and I'm going to be busy writing up a big report about that, and then having maybe a really big reading for that. That's going to be like over an hour. So I may just forego the Leo placement. Oh, I hate to do it, but we'll see what happens. Because yeah, I'll see. I'll see how the rest of the weekend and the first part of the week plays out. Okay, so that's what I have. Thank you so much for sticking with me. Sorry about the stuttering. Until I see you again in the next couple days. Thanks, Virgo. Bye.